It's 6:45 in the morning in 1954, in a small kitchen in Ohio. The coffee percolator is ticking on the stove. A woman named Dorothy is standing at the sink in her robe, and she has not sat down yet. She will not really sit down, not fully, until almost 10 at night. Dorothy is 29. She has a schedule taped inside her cupboard door, typed by a home economics teacher and handed out like scripture. Monday is washing. Tuesday is ironing. Wednesday is mending. Thursday is marketing. Friday is cleaning. Saturday is baking. Sunday, in theory, is rest. In practice, there is no Sunday. There is only the next thing that needs doing, and the thing after that. This is the story of the schedule no one could ever finish, and the 12 reasons why. We'll start with the small chores, the ones magazines called quick, and we'll end on the one nobody could admit out loud. Stay with me, because the truth at the end explains almost everything about the woman standing at that sink. Number 12. The floor was never actually clean. Linoleum was the miracle material of the decade, easy to wipe, the ad said, gleaming in a single pass. But linoleum showed every footprint, every drop of water, every fleck of ash from a husband's cigarette. A floor that looked spotless at 8 a.m. looked lived in by 8:15. Dorothy mopped it once. She wiped it a dozen times more before dinner, not because it was dirty, but because clean in 1954 meant clean right now, and right now kept slipping away. Number 11. The icebox habit that wouldn't die. Even with a refrigerator humming in the corner, many households still thought in icebox time. Check it. Empty the drip pan, wipe the shelves, because the old habit of daily inspection didn't disappear just because the technology did. Historians who study this era, like Ruth Schwartz Cowan, found something strange. New appliances didn't shorten the day. They just raised what counted as finished. Number 10. Laundry that multiplied. The washing machine was supposed to end Monday's misery. Instead, it changed the math. Families that once wore a shirt 3 times before washing it now expected a clean shirt daily, because washing was easy. Cowan's research showed working hours spent on housework barely dropped between 1900 and 1960, even as machines flooded the home. The machine didn't lighten the load. It raised the standard for what a load should look like. Number 9. Ironing was a full afternoon, not a chore. There was no wrinkle-free anything. Cotton shirts, cotton sheets, cotton everything came out of the dryer or off the line stiff and creased. A woman ironed her husband's shirts, her children's school clothes, the pillowcases, even the handkerchiefs. A stack of ironing finished at 3 p.m. had a new stack waiting by dinner. It was a river, not a task. Rivers don't end. They just keep moving. Number 8. The Good Housekeeping standard was watching. Magazines like Good Housekeeping and Ladies' Home Journal ran detailed cleaning schedules. They also ran seals of approval, and women measured their homes against those glossy pages. The Good Housekeeping seal wasn't just about products. It was about a standard of domestic performance, a standard with a magazine logo attached to it. And no real woman's kitchen ever quite matched the photograph. Number 7. Canning season had no clock. Late summer meant tomatoes, green beans, peaches, all needing to be canned before they spoiled. A woman could stand over a boiling water bath canner for 6, 8, 10 hours in a single day, jars hissing, lids popping as they sealed, heat radiating through a kitchen with no air conditioning. This wasn't optional. It was next winter's food. When canning season started, it didn't stop until the harvest did, and the harvest didn't care what day it was. Number 6. Children were a full-time job layered on top of the other full-time job. There was no daycare drop-off, no assumption of preschool. A mother with 3 children under 6 was doing laundry, ironing, and dishes while also being interrupted every 4 minutes. Time use researchers later found that childcare time for mothers didn't decrease with new appliances either. It simply happened at the same time as everything else, which meant nothing else ever got a mother's full attention, including the housework she was supposedly doing. Number 5. Entertaining was an unpaid second job. A husband might bring his boss home for dinner with 2 hours' notice. Bridge club, the neighborhood coffee klatch, a woman's home was semi-public, always on call for inspection by other women, who noticed everything from the shine on the silver to the crumbs in the toaster tray. Etiquette columns of the era, the same ones that governed office manners, governed this too. A woman's home reflected on her the way her posture and her lipstick did. Number 4. Spring cleaning was really cleaning that never technically ended. Spring cleaning meant washing walls, taking down curtains, beating rugs outdoors on a line, turning mattresses. It was supposed to be an annual reset, but most homes didn't have the staff or the time to do it all in one burst, so it stretched. A room in April, a closet in May, curtains that didn't get rehung until June. The reset itself became one more unfinished project sitting on the list. Number 3. The rise of home economics made housework a discipline, not a task. By the 1950s, home economics was taught in high schools nationwide as a serious subject, complete with textbooks, grading, and standards. Women were taught that housework had a correct method, a correct order, a correct time of day. That meant there was now a right way to fail at it too. A woman who cleaned the floor before dusting instead of after wasn't just out of order. She was, by the textbook, doing it wrong. Number 2. Advertising needed the job to never be finished. Companies selling wax, cleanser, starch, and detergent had a business problem. A truly finished house doesn't need more products. So post-war advertising sold anxiety alongside the cleaner, the waxy yellow buildup, the invisible germs, the ring around the collar that only the newest formula could catch. Historian Elaine Tyler May, who studied domestic culture of the era, described how the home became a site where good citizenship and good homemaking were treated as the same thing. If cleanliness was patriotism, there was always more of it to prove. Number 1. The job had no end point because the job was never meant to have one. A factory worker clocked out. A secretary went home at 5. But a housewife's job and her home were the same physical space, which meant there was no door to walk out of, no whistle to signal the shift was over. The work simply paused when she went to bed and resumed the second she woke up. It wasn't that Dorothy was bad at finishing her list. It's that the list was designed, by magazines, by advertisers, by the culture around her, to never be finishable in the first place. And maybe that's the part that still lands, decades later. Dorothy wasn't failing. She was standing inside a system built to make sure she never felt done, no matter how hard she worked. When we look back now and call it simpler times, we're usually looking at the photograph, not the woman standing just outside the frame, still holding the mop. If this reminded you of your grandmother's kitchen, her ironing board that never fully folded away, the smell of her Sunday roast, hit subscribe. There's more real, honest history like this waiting for you, and the next story is ready when you are.